I watched 3 fights, and very, very impressive. And that you were at Hard Knocks 365. Are you still there?
Yes.
You're still at Hard Knocks 365, and you were Black Stallions before, right?
Yeah.
So they were talking about your background there, and you can see how well that's translated into your style. It looks like to me like a kickboxing style, like a kickboxing Muay Thai style or Muay Thai kickboxing style. And I
would say more of a boxing, kickboxing.
Boxing, kickboxing. Your head movement looks a lot like boxing. That's why I said kickboxing.
More boxing, kickboxing.
Boxing
because I learned more, boxing. Then I started training with Hoof.
Right.
Right. Learning his system.
Right. What's your background in martial arts? Where did you start? You hail from Jamaica. You were born in Kingston, Jamaica.
Yes, I was born in Spanish Town.
Spanish Town, Jamaica. Okay. So what do you just fight out of Kingstown? Sometimes.
No, I moved there in 2003. I was 12, going on 13 years old, and I did middle school here, and then I did wrestling. So I had a wrestling background, high school wrestling.
Okay.
And there I built.
So what's wrestling like in Kingston? You said Kingston, Jamaica is where you were wrestling?
No, over here. I wrestled over here in Miramar High School.
Oh, okay. So did you do any martial arts when you were in Jamaica?
Oh, I came here when I was 12 and I started martial art. What was it? 2010.
2010. Okay. All right. So you got your start in martial arts in 2010. So so your first, I guess, martial art was wrestling. You said.
My first art was from a wrestling base. I wrestled in high school.
Okay. So what was your first striking sport?
My first striking sport, I started doing boxing.
Okay. Awesome. How did you find yourself into these situations? Were your parents just make you do a sport when you were in high school or school rather? Or did you just find it how did you gravitate towards that?
I just was going through a rough period in my life, and I was just graduating high school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I actually used to do boxing as well, and I was watching a Chuck Liddell and Rampage promo.
Right.
And right there, it caught me off guard. I fell in love with martial arts since then. I just wanted to do it.
That's amazing. That's so awesome. Okay, so basically you're so if you don't mind me asking, what was that hard time? Was it just coming over from a different country?
No, not just that, but at that time I was just finishing high school and a bit homeless, all different type of thing. I was
homeless.
Yeah, isn't what I'm saying, sleeping in my car type of thing. Everybody actually go through this regular little stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had similar issues.
Yeah, but I'm saying every athlete would be able to connect that. They had a little rough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I understand. No, I mean, I can't connect it with being a fighter, but I've had similar issues where I didn't have a place to live, so I understand what it's like. Especially when you're in high school, you're trying to balance a lot of shit. You're trying to do well in school. In your case, you're trying to do sports, and now you have to worry about where you're going to stay. And I had a similar issue towards the end of my stay in my town at high school. Ended up working out. You soldier through it, and then you figure it out, and you keep going forward. But it's refreshing to see you in your position. This is a big come up story for somebody who's I don't know what I'm doing with my life, or they have a hiccup and they're unable to figure out what they're going to do later on. They can't see past 10 feet past their vision because there's a lot of shit on their plate at this moment. It's good to see good people make families and achieve their goals and chase after their dreams.
Yeah. But definitely I have been like the key word you said, been just moving forward and not really looking back. Right. and connecting the dots going backwards. That's what keeps me a little more happy about moving forward.
Right.
It's when I connect the dots going backwards. It's okay, I have really came from here. A lot of people right now, when I tell them I'm living my dream, they don't believe it. They don't believe when I tell them.
That's so crazy.
Living your dream, yeah, because you don't understand. I came from nothing, from Jamaica, literally nothing,
right,
to where I'm at right now in a country, the United States, land of opportunity.
Right.
And I'm being able to help my parents out and help. You know what I'm saying? Starting a family and doing everything.
Right.
It's just fighting is not just only a dream. I just came from literally nothing to where I'm at now. I'm living my dream.
It's crazy that people don't even they don't believe that you're living your dream, because that's like the American dream in a nutshell. Like, you come here, you look for opportunity, you struggle, and you came for the struggle, and you soldier through the struggle, and then you made it.
Still struggling.
Listen, everyone's struggling with something, whether it be physical or metaphysical. But I would say that you're in a better spot than you were in high school. Would you say?
Yeah, but you have to struggle to live.
Yeah. I mean, every day's a struggle, right? Shouts out to Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
but okay, all right. So obviously you still have deep connections to Jamaica. You still even though you live in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you live in Florida, but you still come out as Spanish Town, Jamaica. I saw that in one of the fights that I saw, and also I saw Kingstown as well too.
They're wrong though.
Say again. Go ahead.
I think they get it wrong. They put Kingstown. But Kingston is like where everybody think of when they think of a Jamaican. That because the word, just like Miami when they think about Florida.
Right. So okay, all right. So Spanish Town. I'll stop saying Kingstown.
All right. It's all right. It's still in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
But
I haven't really heard much about Spanish Town,
because that's where my heart is. My family is still there, and the one that would love to fight there.
Right.
And Jamaica, bring Bellator to Jamaica, and make some good memories over there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically one of my dreams. That's my next dream.
That would be amazing. I've thought about that for a while. There's like a lot of places that I think would love to have, because Jamaica's very nationalistic. People love being from Jamaica. Everyone that, even when my dad's second wife was from Jamaica, so we had like parties and stuff with all her family members, and they just it was just like a blast. Everyone was a good time. Everyone was invited. Everyone had a good time. Jamaican music blasting all through the night, all through the day. It's just like people are very, very proud of being Jamaican, and I feel like they would receive a Bellator or a UFC or anything really. Titan, you fought in Titan before, any one of those big promotions. I feel like they would have a really good time in Jamaica. I think they would come out.
True.
Especially for their boys. Like, you're one of the homegrown guys. Of course they're gonna come out. They come out for sprinters. You know what I mean? Usain Bolt's one of the best sprinters in the entire world. They love sprinting. As a result,
that's one other thing too. I just want to be able to do that, and once that has happened, that's one thing. Check off the bucket list. But there's so much stuff that I want to do that I can't really put my mind so far along the line.
Right now, so like recently, you've been a champion over so many major organizations. You're a champion in Titan FC. You're a champion in LFA. Are there more? What other organizations have you been a champion of?
Victory 2.
Say that again.
Victory
2 as well.
Victory is one of the top promotion as well.
Right.
You on UFC Fight Pass?
I have Fight Pass. That's actually where I saw your Titan fights, your Titan FC fights.
But Victory is up there. Victory is up there.
I didn't see that one. I'll go check that one out after.
Yeah, that was my first title after the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay, that's right. You were in the Ultimate Fighter too. You were the Contender Series, and you were in the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, a lot of accomplishment outside of UFC.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is where. So this is like where people are. So fighting is just becoming mainstream now, so it's hard to tell people like about the other organizations, because most people just know about the UFC or Bellator, right?
That's what it is.
Say that again.
Like, so my MMA, they said UFC. They won't say UFC.
Right. Everyone confuses the two. Like, they think they're synonymous. They think UFC and MMA are the same shit. I mean, the UFC, there's MMA in UFC. They don't understand it's like the NFL. But it's hard for me to describe the significance of these other championships, because a lot of people see these other championships and go, I don't know what that is, because it's now just becoming mainstream. But what people try to liken it is like, is it like college football? I don't like saying it's like college football, because there's a lot of people who come out of college football who are not polished.
Yeah, true. It is like college that. It is like that. It is like that too in UFC. It's a lot of people that comes out the regional
Right.
promotion that are not polished.
Right, but they still look better. Like there's like so many more. I feel like there's so many more like athletes like yourself coming from these promotions who are like. I mean, listen. There's always room for improvement. You can always get better. I'll never say you're completely done with your career coming out of these places, but I mean, like getting a belt in Titan FC and getting a belt in LFA and getting a belt in Victory. It's more than regional at that point. Like you're competing at a national level.
It is, but you have to look at it from standpoint like, I say 99.9% of UFC champ came out of these organizations.
Yeah,
if you really look at it.
Yeah, some of them out of the gate get like some pretty good matchups and move up the ranks pretty fast. Right, and you even fight guys like in Titan FC 2. You fight Diego Lima, who's in Bellator now as well. I'm pretty sure he's in Bellator now.
No, Diego Lima is in UFC.
He's in the UFC. Oh, okay, that's where I saw his debut. I mean, you beat him pretty handily in the first round, and then I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago. You beat him pretty handily. He goes to the UFC. I think he had a pretty good debut recently, right?
Yeah, he's been on the winning streak.
Yeah. Right. So he's been winning well. So I mean, these are the type of talent. And, you know, if you don't know who Diego Lima is, his brother, Doug Lima, is in Bellator. I'm pretty sure he fights in welterweight, so that's going to be in a division that you're going. So you're going in a Bellator at welterweight, which is like their most difficult division, in my opinion, as far as like skill. You know, you adding that layer in there. So have you noticed a difference in caliber of fighter since over those three organizations that you've dominated in?
That's the difference as in fighting in Bellator. I fought for Bellator too as well. Right.
I've seen you fight somebody there too.
Within these past three fight win streak fight I've been on. Because after I broke my leg, my fight back was in Bellator in my debut.
Right. I think what did you have? It was like the full 3 rounds. I think, right?
No, it was the first round knockout.
First round knockout. That's right. It was Bellator in the prelims. That's correct. You were. I'm so sorry.
But. I like the welterweight in Bellator, and I'm ready. I'm ready to be the guy to show everybody that I'm not just a guy who's gonna just kill it only in the regional.
Right.
I'm gonna clean out the whole Bellator division and show them like, yeah,
that's a tall class.
Yes.
That's a tall order you got there, because they're going through their Grand Prix right now, and I think some of their best talents found at 170, that yourself included. So how do you see yourself stacking up against guys like that? You beat what was it?
All of them.
Larson.
You beat all of them.
You beat all of them. You beat all of them. I mean, hey, you got to have that mindset, right? Like if you don't have that mindset,
I'm not lying. I beat all of them.
Okay.
Until it happens, nobody ain't gonna believe. So I might as well just throw it out there.
Yeah.
So, and which it will happen.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm rooting for. I can't say like everyone's gonna beat everybody, but anyone can beat anybody, right? So and you, I mean, you've got all the physical gifts. You're 6'1". You've got great skill. You've got great striking skill. I saw some of your takedown defense when you were fighting Larson in your Bellator debut, and you saw him go right to the takedowns as soon as he started feeling your strength and your speed and your technique, and you were able to stand him up very fast. I
also fought Covington in my second pro fight.
Colby Covington?
And that one went to a split decision. I felt like I won, knocked him down and everything, had him out.
Right.
And his back and everything.
Wow, I was fighting Colby Covington because both you guys like to talk. At least in the fight, I love it. I love it. I feel like he kind of stopped the flow of what was happening. So it's like, As soon
as that happened, and from in the adrenaline rush, everything slowed down. I went and opened my hand to close. If you break the picture, you breaking the bone in your hand. Now you can't close it because the ligament and everything. So you know what I'm saying. I was just basically trying to protect my hand, and I was just one hand right there, basically on Ultimate Fighter.
Right.
That's how he was able to. I couldn't defend a choke at all.
Right. That's I mean, you know, you still have an overall great record. What are you, like 10-3?
Now I am.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, you've been on a roll, 3 losses. How old are you again? 27?
28.
28? I mean, like, you're in the prime years of your career. It only looks good from here. High confidence. You know, your skill level to match. You're in a great camp. You're around guys like Michael Johnson, Desmond Green fights out of there, out of Henry Hoofs. I know my friend Willis Black stopped by Henry. So you're constantly being sharpened by the tools around you, and then also you just bring so many tools to the table that a lot of people don't have the benefit of at 170 pounds. You're very big, you're very strong, you're very fast for your size, you have very good fundamentals with your striking. I know you've just recently been signed to Bellator. Do you have anything in mind, like lined up for 170, or are you just waiting for things as they come along?
Right now, I spoke with my manager, and he told me October 24th or 25th they should have something.
Okay.
But unfortunately, there was an opportunity for me to fight Paul Daly or whatnot, but he didn't want to fight because high risk, low reward. So, which I understand.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I'm just gonna work my way up and prove to everyone that I'm gonna be the guy that everybody gonna want to be fighting one day.
You're a very exciting fighter, and a lot of that has to do with how aggressive you are. You cut people off. You're not scared to have fun exchanges. So a lot of your fights, as a result, and your takedown defense is pretty good. As a result,
my wrestling, now I'm starting to use my wrestling because, like I said, I had a wrestling base too.
Right. I mean, people are going to challenge that, at this level. So I understand.
Like, for instance, a fighter like Paul Daly, right? I just know to have one thing that he gonna bring. I mean, 2 things he gonna bring to the table, which is a couple of left hooks and a couple of knees.
Right.
Of course, I'm gonna want to fight like that all day. Right. That's a Roy McDonald fight.
Right.
I could go in there and outbox him. Right. If I don't outbox him, it might be a stalemate. But guess what? I have the rest of right in my back pocket. Right. Beat him up.
Right.
So however, either he's gonna get knocked out standing up or some way somehow. Right. He's gonna get it.
Getting taken down out of the gate. I love the confidence. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah. I just love the matchup. It's not even the confidence, just matchup on paper.
Yeah.
You put it on paper.
So that, I mean, to me that tells me that you're a student of the game. So like, you said you saw I forgot what the promo you said you saw when you were younger.
Rampage and Chuck Liddell.
So are you still a fan of the sport, or do you not have time to look at it between all the stuff that you're
Absolutely still.
That's great.
Still a fan of the sport.
I love it. So fan of the sport, but also ultimately you also see a lot of those guys who are fans of the sport end up being super analytical. So I imagine that you look at a lot of these guys, you're like, well, I can definitely beat that, or you see how you stack up. Have you ever considered other divisions? Out of curiosity?
What was that? Sorry. No. As I said, there's a lot of guys that if I feel like I'll beat match wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at them now and I see it as a sport evolve. I'm more like, I get more confident because now I feel like I'm a guy, a student of the game that I failed quite a few times. Right. Been held back a few grades. I'm in the 5th grade, but I'm supposed to be in the 8th grade.
Right.
So now, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like a big student right now.
Okay.
And some will call it sandbagging. But I just call it like, I'm like, it's a reason why everything happened. And this is my year. End of the year after. End of year, following year. Gonna make it all my year. To when I just can't go no more.
I'm super excited to see what happens further in your career in Bellator. And I want to watch it. I can't wait to watch you live, too. Obviously I heard about you through, I guess your former manager in First Round Management. But now that I'm aware, and now that I know of your presence, I want to see how your career progresses more and more as you learn more. You said it yourself, like you failed a lot. You've accumulated a bunch of skills and all, and so on and so forth. So I want to see how where we go from here. So where do we go from here?
Forward. No, the only thing from here on is forward. Forward on. There's no going back. All my sets back was from injuries.
Right.
I've been in MMA for 8 years, but 2 years was off because of injury. Each year I sit off.
And you said it was a broken leg, right?
Broken leg and a broken arm.
How did you? Were those fight related?
Fight related.
Which event? Well, did that take place?
Ultimate Fighter. When the guy was shelled up, broke my hand, and on Dana White Contender Series, I was winning the fight, break my leg.
Okay, broke your leg. So all right. So you took a couple years off as a result. So what kind of things did you have to do to get back into a place where you're confident in your body and your injury?
Therapy and work, because there's no place for the loser. We're out of the box. So, I have to go back and work. Nobody didn't really care. No management, no promoter, no nothing.
Right.
When you down.
Right.
When you down on your butt. No promoter, no management, no nothing.
Right.
I tell you. So that right there, it just makes you stronger. Just knowing that, there ain't nobody that don't give nobody nothing unless you work for it, especially when you're a black man.
Right.
There's nothing given.
No.
Like on the Contender Series, I see a lot of people get opportunity afterwards, after they losses or whatnot, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was never presented with that opportunity. Same thing with the Ultimate Fighter. You know what I'm saying, that after Ultimate Fights, a lot of people lost, or maybe I was in a finale, you know what I'm saying, won one fight, lose. I won one fight, win one fight. I mean, win one fight, lose one fight, due to trying to finish the fight and broke my hand. Right. I was never called back for an opportunity to fight on the biggest show. So, you know what I'm saying, I was always digging there. And right there, something just happened. Break my leg, break my arm. So I'm one fight until I get into the UFC, absolutely. Right. And so everything just happened for a reason. Right. So, I'm just going to keep fighting, keep moving forward, and just become great without the UFC. Because if I sit here and say, you know what, I'm going to try to make another run, or this is what I'm going to sit and wait for, just UFC, then I'm never going to be great. Nobody never going to know about me. You would never be here having this interview with me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like you said, let's move forward.
Right. No, I mean, like, that's the one thing I've noticed about your career too. I think it was Titan FC 41. You got eye poked in that fight, and it was going in your favor before, and I don't think it really changed. You ended up winning that fight anyway. But that's
5. That guy was 18-5, 15 knockouts.
Right. He's very good, and obviously so were you. But what I wanted to note about that eye poke is that it changed the whole momentum of the fight, as far as, like, the ref didn't, I don't know if he didn't see it or didn't call it or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. He didn't care. Because I was telling him.
Yeah. No, you could literally hear you saying, "Hey, I've been poked in my eye," and they played it back. Kamaru Usman even talked about it because he was calling your fight. And they just didn't care. So but obviously didn't stop you, and you went forward and win. But the most important thing for me to note on that is that much like your life, how you handle things in real life, everything kind of trickles over, right? Your mindset trickles over. When you're dealt a unfortunate situation such as an eye poke or such as a broken leg, you find it within yourself to dig deep and push and keep going and keep moving forward. Go always forward, never back, right? And you go forward, and you still your goals are still in mind despite whatever's happening in your physical body. So I just wanted to note that, because that's important. It's indicative of what kind of fighter you are.
because I learned not to cry over spilled milk.
Right. You don't have time for that shit.
No.
you don't have time.
You cannot cry over spilled milk. You just gotta keep moving.
Just gotta keep going
forward.
I
That's just based out. I've been living day to day, not thinking too much up ahead. Yes, but just move forward. I get up today, work hard, train hard. Body might beat up, take a lot of beatment, but get up in the morning. I tell myself I have to keep moving forward.
Right.
I don't feel like going or being there. Just gotta keep moving forward.
Where does that come from? Aside from your life experience, right? Where did you are you acclimated to that? Like where is that? Where did you learn to do that from?
I'm from a tribe where that's just how everybody is.
Right.
In Jamaica,
everyone's like
there's people.
Right.
Deep in the ego, very prideful. We work hard for everything.
Right.
We don't complain. We don't point fingers. We just work. Don't complain. That's why we could work. That's why we work 8 days a week. What, 6 different jobs?
Right.
Yeah.
8 days a week.
8 days a week. Jobs.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I love it. So I do have to ask. I don't know if you still go by this name, but do you still go by the AssKicking Machine?
Yeah, that's my name.
Where does that come from? Let me know where that came from.
So, the story that I always said about the AssKicking Machine, when
I love it.
when I started out in the fight time for amateur league,
Okay.
and I'm a huge fan of wrestling, huge fan. Even up to this day, still I am.
Like WWE wrestling.
Yes, because where was that? We only had 2 channels.
Yeah.
Jamaica, and every night what comes on that says something that could have connected and watch it. That's the reason why I got into fighter, because I wanted to entertain.
Right.
I keep myself entertaining, being excited, whatever I do. And as I hit the amateur league, I went on I was like 4-0, 3-0, something of that nature. And they asked me to fight for the belt. Since I've been getting tired of fighting, never asked to go to the promo and say, yeah, let me fight for the belt, or I have never yet done that. It's just they felt like I'm excited and look like the guy that could give the champ a run or, be the next champ. So they asked for a title fight. I was like, man, I'm starting to really be good at this thing.
Right.
And I was like, I need to come up with a nickname for myself. And I was just watching wrestling.
Okay.
And it was a little video with Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and the Big Red Machine came. Right. The Big Red Machine.
Yeah.
The Rock. If you adjust them as The Rock, he's gonna tell you it's the. Don't forget the. He always talking about whooping some ass, laying some candy. You know what I'm saying? He always talking about whooping ass. And so he was teaming up with the Big Red Machine. So I was like, man, ideas of the idea. Machine, ass. Machine, ass.
How can I make this together?
The AssKicking Machine. You go good with fighting. So, I came off so excited about this shit. And as a corner man wrapped me up, and I'm telling him, like, yo, I can't with this new name for myself, bro. Yo, this shit gonna go hard. And I tell the announcer how I want to go crazy when he's saying it, because I'm gonna wild out and go all like a machine. Yeah. Everybody was laughing at that. I'm talking about at the back, like, really, dude, you gonna go? Let's see, yeah. Announced me. It was like Jason, the ass. I was like, like that, like a Hulk smash type of thing. Yeah. And the whole crowd started laughing. Like I'm coming. They were dying. Dying. I'm the only serious one that was right here, like. And then after the fight, it was like a couple of minutes in it. It was like, yeah, just love the name. It just seemed like it could be alter ego of me, my inner side, because I could come off as a smiley, fun, outgoing guy in person, but inside the cage, I want to be that machine.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like you definitely see that. There's not a lot of smiles inside that cage when that cage is locked. And you're super intense too. And I think that could be intimidating for a lot of people coming in there. A lot of people are trying to stay in there, trying to remember their game plan. You're shouting and shit, screaming, getting wild. So that's an excellent element you bring. And then that's the other thing I wanted to. So you talked about the WWE.
Yeah, I like I said, you had caught me in the midst of something.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, that definitely, like back in those days, like I said, that's what really got me into entertainment. And
right. Well, yeah, I mean, like I could see that you definitely want to be an entertainer because you're fun on the mic and you cut it like a cool promo. It's I think you said that you caught me at a bad time. This is Christmas. I got shit I gotta buy. I was starting to die. I was like, this is so funny.
That's you did your homework, man.
I did.
You did your I can't be funny and silly at sometimes, but sometimes I can't be. You know what I'm saying? That's basically, you got to be able to, touch the fans in different ways.
Right.
You can make them laugh, and sometimes you can make them a little bit, loving.